ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Late Night Legends. I'm your host, DJ DeVille, in the building with Exile, Eric Forbes, and our special guest, Aaron from Crate Hackers, in the building. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Welcome,
all the way from Nashville, fresh off the plane. So it's awesome to have you here.
Give me a minute. I've been manifesting this moment since 2020.
That's all. Wow. I'm glad because we had to manifest with you because we haven't done the podcast that long. We had to make a reality for you.
So, in real life, this is awesome.
And it was like, I'm fresh off the presses with you guys. I just did a live stream with Crate Hackers, and that was a blast.
Hackathons, yeah.
And I actually, just let everybody know, kind of give them a quick synopsis of what Crate Hackers is to somebody who has maybe not familiar with it or never heard of it.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I would not have come up with a really good elevator pitch for it, but I think I got it. Let me lay it on you. We help you find the right song at the right time. That's my elevator pitch.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's really what we boil down to. I really wanted to talk about this with the Club Killers and get in a conversation later on about, music for DJs, how DJs, really need, we need to help fix these charts. Mm-hmm. We need to really help fix music charts for DJs.
Ooh. Well, not just, I think just charts in general. I think this is where streaming comes in. This is a lot to unfold.
Yeah.
But because we're on this genesis of a streaming era, and a lot of people haven't really thought about this, but we're actually going to be feeding data of what we love to the labels on a much clearer scale than we have in the last 15 years. So I think that one of the ripple effects will hopefully be more DJ-friendly new music coming back, because if they're seeing so much support from trends and things that we do, I would like to think that that's the case. But back to Crate Hackers being with existing music, I watched your video, kind of like the synopsis of the genesis. It was you speaking about the Aria gig, right? It was.
Yeah.
So that was one of those things, in so many words, it was a tough gig.
Yeah.
And you said you were doom scrolling through music, unsure about what to play because there's so much music out there. Let's face it. But obviously you had time to sit down and think about it from a technical aspect. There's so many great songs that can relate and spin off of other great songs that we know will work. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of deeper crates that we can dig into if something's working, right? And that's one of those things that you present to DJs, especially if they're really looking to unpack that.
Mm-hmm. Still to this day, I'm trying to solve that problem. But you bring up a pain point for me. Aria still lingers in the back of my head. I walked by it earlier today. I live in Nashville, so thanks for inviting me out to your a town that just reminds me of my biggest failure ever.
Wait, can I know the story? I don't know the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, we know some mutual friends probably back then that knew people who knew people, and I happen to know a kid by the name of Pierce and a lady by the name of Kalika who came from a small town of Missoula, Montana. Mm-hmm. Now, Missoula, Montana, you can imagine not a lot going on out there, but they gave a young kid like me a chance to be a hip-hop radio programmer for these Clear Channel radio stations, these little mom-and-pop radio stations. And one thing led to another. I was given the opportunity to DJ in Vegas because over time, you got... Well, let's just say that Club Killers made me super rich. And then y'all made me broke.
Alex.
Wait.
Alex, man.
Y'all made me broke.
Hey,
so
made me
that's
rich.
quite the seesaw.
You made me rich.
What does
broke,
that mean?
But then rich again. But I was broke for a period because of Club Killers. So damn you and I love you at the same time. Y'all were my secret weapon back in Montana. Y'all were. I mean, back in... when did you come out?
This is before even my time. I joined the company in 2014, but it went I started hearing about Club Killers in 2010 and 11.
When was the website live?
I think it went 09, if I'm not mistaken.
That's about the point I started making money. Big time.
Yeah.
Because you have to imagine... In Montana specifically, because... You got to understand, we're cut from a different cloth out there. We like our cornbread. we like our vast, wide open. But we do weddings. We have occasional college towns, and these college towns bring in these touring acts. So, for example, T-Pain. We were talking about him before our podcast. T-Pain, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Some of these artists would come through these college towns, and they'd have to advertise where? On radio stations.
Oh yeah, that was the only way for a while.
It was, and I was the first DJ to hear those phone calls coming in. Oh, we want to advertise a show. Yeah, what show you? Oh, T-Pain. Okay, coming to town. I'm over there taking notes. Like, how quick can I get them on mixtape?
Wow.
Right? And
Boy, hustle right here.
I was. I'm thinking.
That's the grind right there.
Yeah, you got it.
Man.
But my secret weapon was, I found out about you. I found out about Club Killers. I found out about your edits, and I was following a lot of you all, and your drops and your remixes were just like so next level for Montana. You don't understand the ripple effect you guys have in smaller towns. You make other small DJs. This record pool makes other DJs small town rock stars. Like these edits can make somebody main stage with just playing a few of these edits. Club Killers did that for me.
Wow.
I was getting gigs after gigs after gigs, and by default, they're like, T-Pain rolls through town? Sure, book Aaron.
Dope.
Sir Mix-a-Lot comes through town? Book Aaron. Right. To the point where a few people got me down here to Vegas. And the biggest lesson, the biggest crash and burn I ever had were two things. Not reading the room and not being prepared for the DJ booth that you all have here.
Wow.
You take this for
definitely.
granted. You take this in a small town. You got to imagine church, bar, convenience store, maybe a Radio Shack, maybe if that anymore. Not even that.
You're from Missoula? Is that where you're
Missoula,
from?
Montana.
Okay, yeah, I've been there a couple times.
You know
So
what
yeah,
it's
I know
like.
it's definitely a
Good luck
big
finding the
change from
CDJs
Vegas,
down
yeah.
there. Good
Yeah.
luck finding the CDJs down there. So I'm like, going
I
back to
don't
that
realize
era,
you're from Vegas.
Yeah, we
dude.
take it for granted.
2014. I'm like. About that time, I'm starting to blow up, but I've harvested all your music by that point. You know, I've downloaded practically every edit onto this Seagate 250 gig hard drive that cost like $800 back then. 250 gig, you know?
Oh my god.
Like, what are we taking for granted now?
Yeah.
But it had to be powered externally. You had to plug it into a wall, and you had to plug it into the back of a US. There was no USB-C back in the day,
Yeah,
and I had all your edits. And at one point, I had a friend who had one CDJ in town, and I bring all my stuff together. I get just enough songs to perform at the Aria Lounge, right? I was gonna play at the pool,
right.
and I'm like, okay, I get to play an hour-long set, and you know that trip up that a lot of DJs deal with, where like you think you put a USB with music on, it'll just read right into a record box. No, you got to you got to do the export. You got to have it record box read it. I didn't know any of that shit. I went down to Aria with a 250 gig hard drive. I tried to plug it into a CDJ. I tried to plug all my music into a
straight in?
CDJ.
No,
Straight in.
Oh, definitely.
See, y'all look at that
Especially
like,
with the little screen that was this big at the time. Like,
No surge.
yeah, that was the 2000s.
and the 2000s didn't even have like, so the none of the cue points that I was able to kind of like hot cue on a CDJ back in Montana carried over.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm doom scrolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There's not even a
So you just had a
search on
laundry
those.
list of MP3s to go through.
Of your music, which leads me to
but you could barely read the titles because the screens are
Right,
so
man.
small.
Oh god, those were.
And you were waiting for it to dot matrix over, like slide. What is this one? And it's like, oh man, that's a nightmare.
That's a nightmare.
the worst nightmare to come was here we are playing at a pool during the daytime, and reading the room was, you all had paved a path here. You'd all paved a path here by that point. You know, you had all been the sound that Vegas was so used to. I'm coming in all guns blazing. I'm coming in with all the edits, the Digital Dave edits. I'm coming in with the whoever was editing at the time. I mean, y'all had heard that before. I got kicked out of Aria that day. For one, having too much time scrolling. For two, playing the wrong kind. I'm playing 128 electro bass house at 3 people. People are hungover.
Yeah.
They just said cut it, and they brought in an R&B DJ, which just set the tone right. It was just the right.
Wow.
I didn't read the room, dude.
Oh man.
So I went back home, tail tucked between my legs, and just had to reset, just
Wow.
recalibrate. And that's kind of where Crate Hackers really started.
So that was kind of like the genesis of the thought process.
Yeah.
And just the term readiness, I think, is really what it is. Just being ready. And also, too, even if you didn't have the technical, let's kind of like reset the script or go to a different timeline. If assuming everything did work, do you think mentally you would have been able to navigate it better, or would you have just been in a slightly similar difficult situation?
I don't know many of you guys in the room, but I consider you top caliber, in my opinion. I look up to you, as you can tell. But I know for a fact
Well,
that
we actually look up to you.
well, thanks, but like quite literally. But I know for a fact when you come off that set, you doubt yourself. So no matter if I would have rocked that set for an hour and been potentially asked back, I still would have said, well, I could have done that better. And I believe that every DJ will never find that perfect set. They'll never be proud of them entirely. You'll always give yourself a
especially
nice.
if you want more as a DJ. We all want to be. I think if you want to grow as a DJ, that's something. Even if you go in there and it's crush and you feel like you had maybe the best you could do. There's always you go back later.
Especially
and
if you play the room again. If you're a resident somewhere like a big
Yes.
room and you're like, oh man, I can't do the same thing I did last time. I have to go even higher.
Yes.
That's where I feel like the escalation happens, where you have to outdo
Especially
yourself.
here, though, also because you have so many guys that are at that level. It's not. It's the playing field is different here.
Yeah.
It's like you have to bring it.
You're in the
higher.
NBA.
You're in the NBA.
You're in the,
I think just any room that's like a rinse and repeat. If you're a resident on a weekly basis and you don't want to be stale, and you don't want to be judged by the staff in a way like, oh, I heard this before, because that's I think one of the hardest lessons I learned over
Bartenders,
time is
staff?
like bartenders
Trust me.
can make or break your career.
Yeah.
That is
Playing the
that was
same
a
set.
They
brutal.
talk to the GM all the time.
Yeah.
They're there all the time. You got to impress them.
I'm
Yes.
so tired of this guy.
It's always the
Doesn't
same
matter if
attitude.
you're doing so good every single weekend. If you do just enough of the same thing, they start talking shit, and it drives me crazy. Like, because it's like, dude, if this works, it works, and it's like I will eventually phase it out. But I look at certain things as a show. Like, it's a show that morphs.
But has anybody
I agree.
solved that
I
problem
agree.
yet? Has anybody been able to solve the bartender dichotomy? It really is an issue because you come in with a rock solid bulletproof playlist that is mandated or brought to you by the maybe management gives you a playlist,
Yeah.
right? And you start pounding this playlist, and then you got the bartenders who maybe aren't making as much money that night. Blame the DJ, but is it? How
The
do we
only
solve
way
it?
I found, just tip them. Always tip them. Always take care of them no matter what. Like, if you go up for a free shot, throw a 20 on the bar, they will never talk shit. Because you're like, oh, he's the DJ that tips me. Yeah, he's cool.
Okay.
They're more likely to be always on your
Yeah,
side.
or be friends
That's
with
the
Or the
only
waitress
way.
too.
Like
When they
that.
bring out the bottles, tip
Yeah.
out the waitress too.
Yeah. Always take care of them somehow. Like,
a good
as
one.
long as they remember, like, hey, because they're just there to make money. They're not there to have a good time.
That's right.
So as long as you're contributing to them making a living, they're less likely to talk shit about you. But that's the only solution I've found so far. Because it happens to all these superstar DJs. You hear like, oh, so and so's here again. Really? Dang! Like he makes $500,000 a show. You're tired of him?
But at the same
That's
time, you want to
crazy.
go to these bartenders and you want to be just like, listen, I know that this is the #1 song in America. You may not like it, but I know this is my profession. Trust me. Just trust me. But do we trust ourselves sometimes? That's where we go back to these things like the charts and so on.
Confidence level.
The confidence level, and that's what I've really tried to find my community in, people who seek validation in other people's song choices. Let me repeat that. I want people to
explain it a
seek
little bit more?
Yeah, I want people to seek validation in other DJs' song choices. We have let incredible mixes go out into the ether and never be captured. I come from a radio day where we log everything legally and just for chart purposes. We every song that goes on the air has been metriced and data pointed and time stamped on radio stations. Why are we not doing that for our DJ community? Why are we not? We have with certain. We haven't gone full flex on it because there's a controversy about it. And the controversy is, well, I don't want to let other DJs, train spot me. I don't want people to steal my gigs because of my music, or I don't want people to take my set in my order. How long are you going to be around? Like, how long is that? How long is that set going to be around for people to remember? Can you pass that down? Could you pass that information along? Can you share that? Because where else is it going to go?
Yeah. Well, okay. I do want to kind of bookend what you said earlier about like Club Killers made you rich, but how did it make you broke?
He had to take a sip for that one.
Hold on.
He had to take a sip.
Hold on a minute.
I had to stop. I had to breathe. I had to reset and take a minute and realize that not everything has to require a peak hour bootleg. Not everything has to require you being the main stage DJ at all time. Read the room. And at that point, I took a major step back and I recalibrated. Again, rewind. I was in radio 10, 15 years before I was a club DJ.
That's tough.
That's a
Yeah, that's a
huge
big-
transition.
yeah,
How you
big
play.
transition, yeah.
Yeah.
So we wear headphones. We share the same name, two totally different worlds, right?
Yeah.
I feel that there's. I stopped making money as a club DJ, hence being broke. I stopped being a member of record pools just for a minute to go back and recalibrate on what hits were. Avoid the noise of what best remixes were out there for a minute. Scale back, be simple again. Find the hits. Find the hits.
And I want to actually, I gave you a little insight on this, but I want to talk about hits with all of you guys. So I find this very interesting. So let's talk about charts for a moment. From a Billboard 100 standpoint, right? Do you know what the number one song is right now on Billboard Top 100?
Gotta be.
Take a guess.
Something with Taylor Swift. She just dropped.
Yeah, I would
No,
say
it's
that.
too early for that.
Okay,
She'll be next month.
Okay. It's the month.
Yeah, currently right now. It peaked at number one. It's been on the chart for 15 weeks.
Oh man, I don't know.
It can't be Bad Bunny.
Okay, none of you are going to guess
Okay,
it.
all right.
It's Golden by Hunter /EJAE and Audrey Nuna.
I have no idea who the fuck.
I don't
that is.
have you heard of this?
Yeah. Did you get that right? Repeat what?
It's highlighted big number one.
Can we Google that? I think that might be from the K-pop.
Is that from the K-pop Demon thing?
Hunters? I
Oh,
think
Okay, that makes
so.
sense.
It's
That
up
makes
on
sense.
Netflix.
I
Okay.
believe so. But again, that deer in headlights look is exactly why I'm making money again.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? There's that quick. What's the number one song in rap?
Yeah.
Blank Stare. We used to know this.
Yeah.
We used to, as a tribe, know
Let me
this.
just knock down the other 9 here.
Okay.
Ordinary by Alex Warren, which I get. That was a big song. Like Ordinary. Like you hear it on the radio all the
Yeah,
time.
not a club song, though.
Yeah.
I'm not a DJ song.
Yeah.
Tit for Tat by Tate McRae. I've heard it once. I don't know it that well. I'm not going to play it. Morgan Wallen, What I Want. Daisy's Justin Bieber. Teddy Swims, Lose Control. That's probably the biggest song on the chart that's DJ compatible because
Yeah.
I have a great Hugo remix of it. Soda Pop by Saja Boys, which is another K-pop demon song, I believe. Morgan Wallen again. And then Love Me Not by Raven Lene. Never heard of her. And then Saja Boys again. So K-pop demons is running the charts right now. So, okay, let's go to 2015.
Oh, no.
Oh, I can probably help you out with that one.
All right.
Drake's on there.
Oh, yeah. So the number one song was The Hills by The Weeknd.
All right.
Okay.
I have
Remember
a bunch of great
Or
remixes.
XO.
Hotline Bling.
Drake.
What do you
remember
mean? Watch Me
JB.
Salento. 679 Fetty Wap. Let's see.
I'll put all that
Shawn
in the
Tell everything we
Mendes.
played today.
Not playing the.
Wildest Dreams. Selena Gomez. Major Lazer Lean On. Probably one of the
Wow.
greatest
Oh, yeah.
DJ remix collaborations of all time.
Yeah.
Cheerleader by Omi. Macklemore. Jumpman. Drake again. Fetty Wap. So Fetty Wap and Drake. It was a good year for them.
moly.
Drake.
I remember that.
I would say out of this list of 17 songs, we could play 10 of them.
More.
That
Yeah.
are still recurrent to this day.
Yep.
Let's go 20 years ago.
So what year is this now?
This is 2005.
Oh shit!
How many of you were
how
DJs
old
at
are
that
you?
point?
So
Were you
1, 2,
DJ?
3, quick
I
maths.
just started DJing. Okay, I just started DJing.
Yeah, so 2005.
Well, I thought you were saying 20 years from the 2015. My
All
bad.
right, take a guess. Like, okay, so you maybe not, I'll give you
No,
one guess.
I'll
So
give you- it's
the
2005?
clue is it's a Kanye song. So which one was
All right,
it?
Kanye Game 50's
No,
gonna
but
be on there.
which song was it by Kanye?
2005.
It's number one.
Don't take away my
It was
Kanye
14
card.
weeks at number one.
Gold Digger.
Gold Digger.
Yes,
oh, I
got
hate
it.
that.
Ding,
That's
ding,
my
ding.
worst
Okay.
Kanye song of all time.
So let's just rattle off a few more. Chris Brown, Run It.
Oh, yeah.
Photograph, Nickelback, My Humps, Black Eyed Peas.
Photographs coming back.
Damn.
So, and then Shake It Off, Mariah Carey, Soul Survivor, Jeezy,
Yeah,
Wake Me Up When
so
September Ends, Green Day, Because
What?
of You, Kelly Clarkson, Fall Out Boy, Sugar We're Going Down,
Hit.
Play,
Oh, still
David
hit,
Banner, Pretty Ricky, Your Body, Weedy
Oh,
Byrne, and Sean Paul. These are Beverly Hills Weezer, Mariah Carey, We Belong Together, Lifehouse, Twista, T-Pain, Pussycat Dolls, Don't Ya, Feel Good Inc., Gorillaz. Every song on here is a DJ song.
For sure.
And this is
Almost
this
still
isn't-
to the day in the
and you know what's
recurrence.
but okay, 2005 DJs were still playing vinyl. Everything was quantified and everything was data analyzed. The further we get away from this era, the more blurry it gets for DJs. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's weird. Would you think it would be the total opposite with tech now? Like how.
But none of our software reports to the mothership.
Right, exactly.
So this is where streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're obviously on BeatSource now. I wasn't able to talk about this until on any of the old podcasts until now, but we're on Beat Source, and this data is going to be analyzed by the labels.
I was about to ask. Yes.
So they're
Good.
going to see this data, and they're going to be able to quantify it for the first time since 2005 and 6 when Serato took over. And they are going to know what DJs support, again, for the first time in basically 20 years. So do you think, am I wrong? This is me maybe being optimistic, but I think the labels are going to start making more DJ style music, or DJ friendly music at least, that's more playable straight from the label.
I would
not
think
even
so
remixed.
for sure. I would think so for sure. I think we talked about this on another episode too. As we get more into this tech, I think everything like we talked about is going to be cloud based, where they will see our playlists, what we're playing in the night, how long we're playing at, what time
And
we're playing
how
at.
we're playing
That will
and
all
linking it together.
backfeed in, and think about all these DJs that play, all that info that they're going to have, all that data is totally, I feel like, going to really change
I hope it's
stuff.
beneficial.
I hope it's beneficial too.
Yeah.
Unless they're
like
going to
TikTok trends are
AI
gone.
and just get rid of DJs.
Yeah, because
Just
have you
steal our
noticed?
sets.
This is just me being random, but have you noticed since Diddy got arrested, music's really been bad?
Hey, now, you're getting controversial now.
Is
I
there
don't
a
know.
pattern?
I mean, Diddy was a hit maker, and he was in control of a lot of artist development, whether you liked him or not. He was a huge artist
But Diddy's only
developer.
been locked up for like a year.
But like it's so much more than just Diddy. He worked with a lot of artist development.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that developed hit makers.
Well, how Alex mentioned, he said that before, it would be like 5 or 6 composers, way better engineers, songwriters. Yeah, it'd be a whole team to produce one song.
Yeah, like-
now it's just a TikTok dude. Or how easy it is to produce on FL Studio now.
So you're saying
And
we're going to
then
have
there's no more
crap music
filter
for the
no more.
next 4 years now that he's in jail?
Well, I think there's going to be a system reset because honestly, the labels have been struggling, admittedly. I mean, in some ways they're making more money, but in some ways they're down because they're recalibrating how they monetize. And technology is changing so fast that I get it. It's got to be a huge catch-up game because they're think about these deep contracts they have to write for licensing and all these things. And now all of a sudden licensing is changing, sync licensing is changing, opportunities are changing to make money. So they have to rewrite all these massive contracts that they made with artists 15 years ago. Because think about Justin Bieber's been around for almost 20 years. He had a different kind of deal, but he keeps licensing and selling his music in new ways. So it takes time to redevelop these licensing deals. And I'm also being optimistic. Like, there's not a lot of pop stars like a Tate McRae. They're not developing her.
Well, okay, let's
Like,
bring
I don't
me up
know
a good
much
point.
about her. Like,
so
I
let me
knew
see that.
everything
Can I
about
get a
Britney
side
Let me see that
comment?
chart really quick.
You know what hasn't been hurting a lot of pop stars? The Latin world has not been hurting.
Yes.
I won't be biased
In
because I do
country,
like
too. You
Latin.
mentioned
No,
country
we have
earlier,
been
too.
I can
killing it
prove
on the
that.
Latin side.
I can prove that. You can actually
Latin
take.
side has been, has been so beautiful for the last 10 years for us because we were considered ghetto by clubs and underground music. So I love these last decade of Latin music.
If you take
I
the
just gotta
most
say that.
populated Latin songs and the most populated English songs, and let's say whittle them down. Let's say you crank the popularity metric up from 20 to 80%, right? And songs start to fall off the cuff, right? Using Spotify's API, we figured this out. You can dial up the popularity metric to find out how popular songs are. You take that down to the most streamed tracks, Latin, crushing it. Crushing 60% influence.
I just see
60%
it. I see it
influence,
all
yes.
with the DJs but yeah, sorry,
Well,
I
so-
just had to throw that in
No,
there.
you have to because we need to find a rhythmic savior. We have to find that beat for the booth, and Latin could carry that. Yeah, I look at
It's
this
like
chart.
carrying
the torch.
hip hop right now, essentially, because there's no good hip hop out there.
That's
you know
my
what I mean?
point.
And so it's
Yeah.
like,
None, dude.
But my
like
question
Latin
is,
is totally
why
like
is-
taking
the
that,
urban,
fill that void.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Why is hip hop having this massive rift problem between mainstream and the source? Because like male hip hop artists are making extremely depressing music.
Because it's violent and depressive, dude.
Have you
Yeah, but
noticed
then-
that?
I don't want to
females,
shiesty or
but
rob
then-
somebody. I don't.
but what about-
I can't relate to that.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
want
you
to
know why?
shiesty.
You know why? There's never been a Latin diss tape. There
can't-
hasn't been.
yeah.
That's not the culture.
We don't
you
beef it.
You don't
Yeah.
beef it.
Yeah.
So
It's just a vibe.
that community is going to thrive
Yeah.
no matter what. You talk about depression. You talk about guns. You talk about violence. Where do you think it's going to go? If you can bring up your fellow producer and your fellow rapper, don't you think you're going to go the extra mile and go that?
But
Yeah,
not
but
to
then
get
the
too deep
culture
into it.
hates
But then,
Drake.
I was about to say, but then the
Because
culture.
he-
But then again, there's also street code. Like, well, that dude shot my homie. Like, there's a lot of street
Yeah,
involvement.
but there's always been street culture.
So it's like,
but like NWA, that was a top chart record, and it was talking about cop killer and all this other stuff.
The
Maybe
Like,
majority of the music
but
doesn't
it was
reflect that.
revolutionary at the time.
Hip hop is weird now too, because it's like it's like it's cool to be distorted, like when all like everything sounds distorted and fucked up too. It's like doesn't sound good in the club.
About like the drums and like the vocals.
It's like
okay, I see it. I can see that.
We went from 95 BPM down to 74 BPM on average. I noticed that statistical average in hip hop back in 2020, back when people were a little bit more depressed. The tempo has gone a little more double time now. I've noticed 140 is being used a little bit more. Jersey Club is starting to come back up, but I'm looking again back at the top 100 songs right here. There's
none of
nothing
that's
danceable.
resonating. There's no Ice Spice. There's no City Girls. There's no
the girls are killing it in hip hop though.
But they are, but they're not charting.
Yeah, like Glorilla and all that. Yeah.
The new Cardi, every girl's bumping it.
Yeah, new Cardi's really.
Not one of them is on that chart.
Right.
But if you have
what is that telling
source,
us though? I don't understand.
There's
that.
a disconnect.
If you have
where like what is the problem?
Is that top 100 U.S. or worldwide?
That's U.S. I mean, that's all those are U.S. October of their year.
Okay.
Wow.
So
that's wild for U.S.
Yeah, and that's what's really interesting.
What do you mean disconnect? I'm legit asking. I don't know what that means.
So let's look at the 2015 chart. So Fetty Wap, everybody knows Trap Queen. Everybody loved Trap Queen, and you can still play it to this day. It stood the test of time. Fetty Wap is actually having a resurgence right now thanks to TikTok. And so there's not one Cardi B song that just came out that I feel like resonates with everyone. And everyone loved Fetty Wap when it came out. It was like it was a pop record. Drake makes pop hip hop. And for some reason the culture hates him because he has as many hits as the Beatles, but he obviously has been purged by his own hip hop culture, and they've associated him as a pop artist. He's been put in that category, and he will be stuck there forever. But now he's still charting. He still does the charts. Everybody that's talking shit about him is not charting. So he's still the representative on the charts for hip hop. The irony is thick here. And the only other guy doing is Kendrick. So it's like they're the perfect duality because he is more like true street culture.
Yep.
Right.
But he doesn't make as many hits.
Yes.
I'm so glad you brought these two
it's
physical
crazy.
pieces
like
out.
there's this duality. This irony is so heavy for me.
You ever go to a club and you see somebody you barely know? Like if you and I saw each other without really knowing each other, we'd be like, they're not. Yeah, right. There's that. But then a couple times after I see you, I bet you after tonight's podcast, we'll see each other.
We'll chop it up somewhere.
But you'll do this. Your head will go,
yeah.
Hey, right? It's just like, now I'm doing the same thing with the charts here. I'm looking at 2015. I'm like, Weekend. Hey, I know that, homie. That's how I just saw this movie. Love is movie. Drake. All right.
Makes you smile.
I got layers of memories here.
Yeah.
Me too.
The only argument I have with this chart right now, the Billboard 100 chart today, is that we haven't gotten. I got that. Morgan Wallen. I don't know what Morgan Wallen is.
Yeah.
I,
There's not one song on that list that I have played.
Yet. Give it 10 years.
Morgan Wallen, give or
Not
take.
in
Maybe
its original form.
but
Like not in its original form.
that.
Teddy Swims, I will play the remix.
That remix.
Right.
But it had to be remixed to be playable.
But we gotta have some
not the
memories
12
layered on
Yeah.
to K-pop Demon Hunters for us to finally like take the. We're shouting at the clouds like an old man on a porch right now. Like, damn, this new change.
Yeah.
But I believe that if we give some
I'm just
time.
I'm not into anime like that, but I know a lot of people are. So that's where I find it interesting where there's subculture mega hits but there's nothing that's universally a hit. It's got to be, you got to be into this thing to get it, or you got to be into this thing, or you got to
But
follow that celebrity.
you're going straight back upstairs tonight, and you're finding an edit for that. You're
Because
gonna find a
always
remix.
but you got to know this thing to get this. Like everybody knows what Gold Digger is.
Right. Yeah.
It's a universal song. Like Sugar, We're Going Down, emo, ultimate
It doesn't
classic.
matter what race, what background, who you are, you're gonna know that
You've
song.
heard it before. Everybody
Wow,
sings it.
100%.
Where's the sing-alongs? Like
A lot of those are sing-alongs.
No, he's talking about the 2025.
Oh, yeah.
And the only reason Morgan Wallen's so famous is because he's so toxic in his personal life.
Oh,
He
okay.
always makes.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, he
I
just
don't-
got arrested again.
Well, that's my
kind of
hero.
a
Boy.
trend
I need to find
I
out.
DJ at his at
from
Eric,
the hood, he's getting-
Eric Church's bar. He threw Morgan Wallen threw a chair off of Eric Church's bar, and it was famous ever
Yeah,
since.
and he convenently did it right before his new single
Yeah, he's
release.
fucking wild.
So of
Is
course
he?
he did it on
I think he's
purpose.
still chilled
Country
out a little
music
bit. But a lot of
is
shit he sings
having-
about is like he's just he fucking
He's
Really? I thought
crazy.
Morgan Wallen. Wow,
I like him a lot. I listen to him.
I
a
don't know
lot.
anything
I listen
about
to
country,
a lot.
dude. I had to watch the
Yeah,
Silver podcast.
he lives his toxicity.
No, he's about that life. The shit
So
he
he's
sings
like-
about, he's about it. He's
Do,
about
do
it.
you feel? I can tell. Do you feel country music? Is it in
I
your
like
bones?
it. Yeah, I mean, I'm late in the game to it. I never really liked it before. I was like, kind of whatever. I do really like Morgan Wallen. I think it's cool. I listen to a bunch more now. I see why people like it so much. It's just a really good kind of feel good music.
I even
think
like it. He
it
knew how to do
resonates
it.
with the normal blue collar
Middle
American,
America,
real
yeah.
American. It sings about they sing about this normal life stuff, and I
Okay.
think that resonates with a lot of people.
It
Yeah,
does.
his twang isn't too like twangy.
No, it's too much. It's not
too
real.
Like, pop.
He's
It's
more
like,
rock.
It's not
He's
like
like
George
rocker.
Strait. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got some hip hop vibes. He does a lot of collabs. I mean, look at Miami, the song he has.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just remixed that with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross.
He's
and stuff
smart.
like that.
He's really
and
smart.
It's really cool. And
I'm
going
going
to
to tell you something that's going to hurt the general mass population, America, the average listener hates country remixes. Hates
Yeah.
country music.
And-
I went straight to the source for that. Back in radio, they gave me these backstage wristband passes.
Mm-hmm.
In Nashville, they fly all these mom and pop radio programmers into
Right
town.
from Nashville, I keep thinking, wow,
Yeah,
my bad,
so I'm
my
right in
bad.
the center of Music City. I want to be at the nucleus of where it all is, and I listen for patterns. And of course, Nashville, Music City, country music, they do these seminars with guest speakers, and they presented this day and age of the average country radio listener in 2025. What are they doing today? A lot of them still haven't quite figured out streaming yet. A lot of them still haven't quite figured out how, like one person was being interviewed. They interviewed all of their listeners. They had 30,000 people that they sampled to get these answers. Some people were still bringing their Bose speaker into the car, putting it into
No.
their cup
Whoa.
holder because they didn't.
So you want to time travel? It's like time travel in a way.
Their FM stereo wouldn't work anymore. Their CD, they didn't, and they they loved country music because it felt more like music coming from their back, their neighbor's backyard. But then they started asking questions about listening patterns. They said that country music is having a great heyday right now. Some of the good music is not as good as the 2010s or like the Shanias or the
yeah.
memories and all that. But they said if Kane Brown ever steps into a room with Marshmello again, they're turning the station off.
Wow.
Straight
and
up.
And that's still an original song, but it's a crossover.
Right.
And so,
Wow.
If you bring
we spoke about
808s
this on
into a
the
It's like
farm.
Diplo and Morgan do
Yeah,
stuff
that's
together.
true.
Same thing. You know,
Well,
Yeah.
Morgan
like
did a bunch
Heartless,
of
that
pop
remix.
records and
Yeah.
I'm scared to death to play remixes of country music in Nashville,
I
Tennessee.
can see that there. You
I'm
did.
scared.
well,
Like, legit remixes or like those collabs or both?
I'm telling you, like you take the metronome up 128,
And it's like,
like you take a song like a Eric Church song, which is got beautiful lyrics and makes people feel, but then you get that heartfelt connection with it, and then somebody ratchets it up a tempo. It's tough, man.
I can see that in that market. That's kind of like
I have
the
zero
home
knowledge of country.
there. It's real, but the roots there.
yeah, well,
a little bit, you know.
because we talked about this on Crate Hackers streaming and EDM. I can't stand it.
they have EDM at
I will
EDC.
go on record. I can't
They
stand E
have-
EDM.
I'd
I
rather
hate
call
Oh,
it.
they
it.
go EDC booking.
I'll call it Trailer
They
House from
actually have
now
a
on.
EDM.
Trailer House.
They have a EDM at EDC. You know, they have a stage EDM.
Yeah.
How did that go? Did anybody go to that?
Yeah.
I'm really
How did
curious.
that
I knew a
go?
couple of DJs that
It's
played out there.
it's the homie what's his name?
Silver.
Lou,
No.
Lucky
Lou,
Lou, yeah.
Lou.
And then Gianna played out there.
Yeah, they do
a
the
country themed
EDM.
festival.
Yeah.
Constantine, yeah.
And it's
It's not it's not a festival. It's an activation inside of EDC.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a
Okay.
stage or anything. It's like an activation.
showcase.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a downtown EDC, and it's like an
They had like
activation.
dancers with cowboy hats,
Yes.
and everybody's rolling. Yeah, it was like neon cowboy.
okay. I will preface by saying like I don't like country music in general. I've done a couple events.
Me neither.
And it's I always got made fun of by my cousins in Michigan because they had a farm and I was the city boy, even though I was from way up north. I like top 40 music, and country music kind of makes me cringe a little bit. There's only I like Garth Brooks and Johnny Cash.
There you go.
Yeah, like Johnny Cash.
But
that's rock.
I was the same as you are too, but then like places like Go Pool, dude, I'll play sets there and it will crush.
See, I would
how
never have
good
the
it is
confidence
there.
to do
Yeah?
that.
Crush. It, like I will play it almost every week, like all through sets of
Wow.
like 3 or 4. Like I'll have like maybe 10 that are really good, and I'll go through different ones, and it will crush.
See.
And that has gave me more confidence to play at more places. Like
I-
when
can I ask
Morgan
what
Wallen was
records are you
here,
playing? The Morgan Wallens
other
or-
places I would play, and it would you hype it up on the mic too. But yeah, like I would never think it would go off the way it does.
Wow.
And it really does.
And I've attempted these things, and it's never worked for me. Where I had to scramble to get out of it. I got almost either zero response or just flatline, where it didn't damage my set, but I'm like, this is not working. I just got to get out. And then the whole thing with what was Take My Horse to the Old Town Road? What's
Old Town Road.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah, Lil Nas X.
That was the only time I started to like incorporate, because he went pop, and then like that whole thing fizzled. And I've only done like if you look at my DJ DeVille remix library, I think I've got about 7 or 8 country edits total out of like 20 years of work, and because they don't resonate with me.
Yeah.
So and then when you talk about what you just said is country fans don't like remixes.
The reason why country's
So why are
having
there so many?
Well, okay, so for starters, the reason why Lil Nas X and Beyonce and Post Malone are going, well, Post has always been country, for the record. He was country before, but Lil Nas X saw the trend long before anybody else. He caught if you go to a small town like Montana and you try to find your latest album, most people would go to Target or Walmart. And I don't know if you've noticed, but good luck finding CDs or any of that nature, any physical media nowadays. Some of us were forced to have to go out and download Tidal, download Spotify. We begrudgingly, because we had horrible cell service. We didn't want to. We couldn't buffer. We didn't know any, like a lot of us were really behind the times. We didn't have strong enough cell towers. But once it started getting better, it's true.
That sounds like
it was dystopian.
That sounds crazy. Yeah, like it sounds like another world.
Yeah,
You're only 2 states above
why do you think
us.
country music is so popular now? Because everyone hopped on, and now everyone has the streaming data to prove what works.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And that's
so-
helping the R&D.
Yeah.
There you go. And
artist
that's why
relations.
Beyonce is like, ooh, there's the money. There it
Yeah.
is right there, because
Yeah.
they finally turned on the switch in our small towns, and we saw that, oh shit, that's what they're really listening to.
Yeah. So I'm just really hoping that effect resonates from that DJ. Now we connected to the mothership.
Now it's going to be
We're
on a bigger
feeding them
level
data.
now.
Hey, we still play Miss New Booty. We still play all this like
Get
old
back
stuff
to the
from
100
Fergie.
to 105
Like, give us
BPM
some
bangers.
new Fergie
Yeah.
artists.
You can
Like,
save us, guys. Club Killers, you saved our small towns. You made me rich. Then you made me broke. But
All right, guys, I want to take a quick break from the podcast. And as a special thank you for tuning in, Late Night Legends wants to offer you guys 15% off at the clubkillers.com store. It's super easy. All you got to do is go to clubkillers.com, go to the store, pick out your favorite merch, and when you go to the checkout window, enter the code LateNight15. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get back to the podcast. But honestly, now with this streaming, like going into this new generational shift, there's been some skepticism, but I always say that you fear what you don't understand.
Repeat that.
DJs, you fear what you don't understand. And that's cool. DJs, keep playing your laptops the way you are. Eventually, there's going to be some new conveniences. There's going to be new things to enjoy. And it will make you more efficient. It's going to make you better as a DJ. And you will always still keep your MP3s.
Right.
But you're going to have more to work with, more tools.
if you give an example of one time I went to the Vegas DJ convention, the Ray-Ban store told me I was the first person to own in America the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The first one they said in our store.
You got the ones you're wearing now?
Yeah, these are on the limited edition drops.
Yeah.
I've had like 6 pair ever since.
Oh, nice.
And people are like, whoa, what is that? A little creeped out by it. What is it? And then I would go to these DJ conventions. Nobody would wear them. And then 3 years later, I saw like 15 to 30 people doing it. And then I started seeing their feeds do the point of view. My point to this is 3 years? How long did it take y'all to get, really? And that's the same thing with Technique 1200s. Y'all still holding on to the same damn technology. All respect to the vinyl, all respect, but there has been other technology since.
Yeah, like sometimes when I make a phone call, I go to my favorite phone booth and I get my quarters out and I put them in and I call collect. And it's like, come on, man! Like things change. It's not going to be like an earthquake. It's going to be this smooth kind of like
A
shift.
slow every year or so.
On the note of those glasses, remember the Google Glass? What they were on one side.
I was the first one
Those
to
are
own
on
those too, yeah.
2012.
That's right.
They were the first ones to try it out. And they had to give them back. They gave people that had like a certain level of accounts or like Google status. And one of my buddies got them.
Now you're getting me excited
Yeah.
Now think about this possibility.
That
Let's
was
shift.
13 years ago.
Let's talk about like this new shift in AI and technology in the DJ booth is that's going to be the rattle earthquake right there.
Explain more.
Don't you think like laptops are going to go away for sure?
Yes,
like,
go away screens. Stop. Get
I
those
feel like
screens off the
I'm
dance
wanting
floor.
to play more like on CDJs, on
Really?
USBs.
I still like my laptop.
I still love my laptop.
I still love my laptop.
But I get it. But I
And
want to know your point.
I want to do both. I want to be efficient on both because I feel like I can command faster and more efficient on Serato just because I've been doing it. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting closer on USBs and I'm pushing myself, even though it's uncomfortable, to I made my USB, my record back set and my Serato set. I narrowed it down to be where they're almost identical. So searching wise, it's the same look and feel.
Oh.
I'm just looking at it on whatever on the CDJ or looking at it on Serato, and I feel like I'm getting closer the more I play on it. But I feel like it's going that direction, especially with the 3000Xs that are coming out. And I think eventually, like what we spoke about on a previous podcast, everything's going to be on the cloud. You're literally going to probably log
you
in.
you just FaceTime.
And your music will just come up on a Wi-Fi on there,
That's
and you'll
literally
have
the
everything.
3000X because
Right.
you scan the Record Box app with the FaceTime.
Right.
It logs in, gives you RFID code. You boop it to the thing right on the front. That's what nobody realizes what that little light is on the front of the
Right.
3000s. That's literally your RFID reader, and it logs you in, downloads and caches your locker straight to there.
Exactly.
And the only thing getting in the way is the streaming, or I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi,
Right.
the actual physical data.
We know that's going to end up being rock solid.
That's gonna get
at some point.
standardized.
Absolutely. It'll be so rock solid, especially like just the way we're
Well,
moving.
it's just part of the technical writer. Like, I need a good Wi-Fi connection.
Right.
Everybody has Wi-Fi, but you need one dedicated to the DJ.
Right.
And
I just
that'll be
feel
fine.
like that makes me push farther to want to kind of get used to playing in that style because I feel like it's going that way.
You're going to learn with Record Box. You said closer, and that's one thing I did notice about me and my music is there's that Serato where you just drag and drop songs from the downloads folder onto your screen. Where as I noticed that I was a little bit more selective. Once I got better and didn't bring a 250 gate C gate with me, I had a closer relationship with my music. I got a lot more selective, and I also really took pride in the fact that I'm going to cue point everything. I'm going to beat grid everything. I'm going to get down to the molecular level of this song before it even graduates onto this USB.
Right.
I felt closer to music because of Record Box.
Yeah. And
I have a take on this. Since it's becoming easier, right, to become a DJ, let's be honest. And it's the old argument, what do you guys think about, because I'm with a lot of younger DJs in downtown, 21-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and they're picking it up quick. Now, it's becoming easier to become a DJ. Do you think it's going to be, they're going to have the lasting effect that we're going to have, you've been DJing for a while, you've been DJing for a long time and whatnot. Are they going to stay in the game for a long time because it's becoming easier? Or is it still going to be the old take that we have, reading the room, knowing the format, playing the songs, verse, chorus, it seems like it's becoming easier. I just wanted to know what you guys' take is on that.
I think it's easier, but I think the core fundamentals are you still have to know how to read a room. You still have to know, and there's a professionalism aspect that has to be, like we talked about it before too. It's like you're either an asset or a liability. Being able to work with managers, being able to take your job professional, learn to
Go back to the
separate.
manager, that's a good take.
Separate the party aspect from the professional job aspect part of it. I think that's a really difficult thing for a lot of people because everybody, especially younger guys, they just see that party and they want to get into that,
And
they don't realize that it's a job, and it's like if you want to have longevity, there needs to be some foundation there. You need to realize, be able to separate the two, the party lifestyle and the work lifestyle.
Yeah, because our age group, we're not going anywhere.
No.
We keep finding ways to innovate and stay relevant because we have great tools and we have a lot of skill sets.
you're
Trustworthy
grown.
in some aspect of it because we've been doing it so long. They know that, you know what I mean? They know that you can go in there and they can count on you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And again, management, the last thing they want to worry about is a DJ. They want to look at him and be like, okay, hey, DeVille's in here, Eric's in here, Exile's in here.
Yeah,
they
they
can
got
move on.
We know it's going to be fine. We're going to have a good
They got
night.
waitresses, they got bar numbers, they got
Dude, those guys
fights,
get-
they got people throwing up, security.
Sure. They're there probably 3-4 hours before we even get there, 3 or 4 hours later. The last thing they want to worry about is somebody like us. They want to just look and know and be like, okay, he's great. He's going to do fine.
Yeah.
He can
So
take
that-
direction if he
so-
needs to take
And that's
direction.
why I want my laptop because as of right now, because even with streaming, it's still my antenna to all these amazing technologies. And I just prefer having a laptop with my screen.
Yeah.
And I love having a QWERTY
Me too.
keyboard because I type really fast and I want to be able to get to things really quickly, whether it's streaming or physical on my hard drive. And that's why I feel like I really don't see myself giving up, because HID mode for me is seamless.
Oh, it's the best.
Flawless.
Yeah, it's the best.
Three USBs and a hub. It's not
Again,
that
I'm the
much harder
fastest
to
on
hook up.
that for sure. Like, and I feel like I'm the same
Yeah.
thing. That is my safe
And
spot
I just
for me to be in.
I keep it off to the side to keep the EDM optics. You got to have that. You can't have your laptop
like
face
up at a really high stand. Yeah.
the mouth breather Serato face. I got rid of that. Like it's all off to the side and it looks cool, but like I really want to have my laptop just for especially learning streaming, and I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a heavy duty durability, because the problem I have with Rekordbox in general, and I could be just wrong or misunderstanding it, but I feel like there's this weird go-between. We talk about buffering and streaming, and there's like these multi-steps. And if I'm in a hurry, I just need an MP3 and go.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I remember one time I wrote this on when I did the College World Series 2 years ago or 3 years ago, my laptop failed and it wouldn't connect because the USBs were worn out. They were physically worn out from 9-year-old. No, but the actual connectors on
the
the
connectors
laptop.
where you plug into. I've had that
It
happen
was
too,
fluttering. The data was fluttering, and it wouldn't hook up to the actual DJM. Yeah,
It's from plugging in so many times.
Yeah, exactly. It was just worn out, and all of them were worn out. It was a 9-year-old laptop, and I loved it. So I had to take all my set and talk about doom scrolling.
Well,
all I did was, to prevent the doom scrolls, I went 70 BPM zone, 100 BPM zone, 128 zone. So I at least had 3 gear shifts.
Yeah.
And then I had to play in front of 10,000 people on a USB with no data. It was just literally, I was mixing those.
just
I was
tracks.
mixing MP3s like records.
But you're OG, so you come
Like-
from you don't need Coop.
But that's the only reason I had my old skill sets to save me in a data situation. So I was literally mixing like records.
Yeah, like
on
the
the
top.
CDJ.
That's
There's no
where-
cue point on there.
Yeah,
You gotta-
that's where I was
That's
rubbing
where,
them
like,
in.
you're talking about, like, the younger guys, like, I feel
Because
like
they pick it up quick now.
they pick
I
it up
see
quick,
it on
but
my
they
dude.
pick it up quick in the digital age of how it's
Yeah.
so easy
as long as
now.
all the
Just to-
software is working.
And it's all the software's working. But
the
something
software's
like
not
that,
working,
that
you
would
get
be very
grimes.
hard. I feel like that's hard for even guys like us to do. They've been in the game a long time,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you have one hiccup, there's 15 variables on a CDJ.
But that's also why we are so slow to adapt to
Yeah.
things. Whatever gets the job done. I spoke with the chief officer of the marketing officer of Serato at one point, and the most profound thing that he ever said to me is, eliminate the techno babble. Stop talking about the metadata and the keys and the tags. At the end of the day, your core customer just wants to play music and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Forget
Yeah,
about
I
it.
agree,
They how quick can we get that friction out of the way to
Yeah.
get my music from here to there in front of an audience so I can look cool? That's
Yeah.
really what it boils
And
down
that's why
to.
I'm a Serato fan.
yeah,
Like, and
record
I-
box is a nightmare some days.
Well, it is, but it
And-
is like for a scientist that loves the DJ scientist. I feel like that's the optimal.
hate all
tool.
that
It's
shit.
better. Like
It's
I
just-
like the molecular level. You really get to dissect your music differently. But
I feel like it's unstable though sometimes.
Is
I've
it?
had it crash on me, and I've had to like get in touch with Alpha Theta, and they've had to like build the Excel file and send it back to me because it would just keep crashing, and I've had that happen a couple times.
I went to go try it out, and you couldn't even subscribe. Their website was down, so that was my first barrier. I couldn't even purchase their offerings because their website and servicing was down.
which
So I'm
is
like,
weird
so I
because
can't use this software. That's another hurdle. It's like an additional hurdle for me to just play some music.
I asked this question to Alpha Theta when they were helping with this because now the Pioneer, obviously owns all that stuff too. I don't see why they don't take Serato and let you be able to do the same thing that you do on Rekordbox. Be
Export
able
to
do
USB.
export to USB. Like, why would they not do that? It's the same. They own both things. What is the difference in the two that
That's
they
a
won't
really
like collab
good
that
question,
together?
actually.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
No, he's saying
Because you can't in Rekordbox, in order to play on a CDJ, you need to have Rekordbox in order to export to a USB to play on a CDJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Pioneer owns Rekordbox.
Well, not anymore. Actually, they don't.
They don't own it.
Pioneer. That's what the licensing that they had to change to Alpha Theta because Alpha Theta is its own company. Pioneer got away from DJ equipment.
But it's the only software on the planet that doesn't export to a USB.
Right. Why
A virtual
doesn't-
DJ does.
But I can still play raw MP3s. That's how I got
Right,
through
but
my
why
set.
wouldn't? How come they don't? How come Serato doesn't do that? How come we can't export our playlist
Like
and
the
everything
cue
to a
points, the
USB and everything
bars.
like that to where we could use that on Pioneer equipment?
There is a software that allows that, I believe. Or
Why
like,
is
as
it
far
so
as
hard?
saving the
Why is
the
it
cue
so
points?
hard?
Why is it
Yeah,
so
it's
hard?
It
And
should be
why are there
easy,
no
like how
waveforms
Rekordbox,
on my
you just
glasses?
hit right click, export to
Yeah.
USB, and then have it go to that, and it should be it's basically the same. They look
Oh,
essentially the same.
Well, it's software. I mean, it's antitrust software licensing, because if you're going to use a Pioneer Alpha Theta deck, you have to use, they have their software only. So it's like saying, I have all these Windows files. Why can't I use my Windows apps on a Mac?
I thought they were owned by the same company. That's the
No,
only reason
Pioneer
why I'm
got
saying-
rid. They got out of the DJ.
They
world.
did have it for a while though, didn't they?
Yeah,
own both?
it was Pioneer was like same as your like CD deck in your car. It was all the same company, but Pioneer got away from that business. And that's Alpha Theta purchased the rights to all that stuff.
I see.
So that's why you don't see Pioneer gear anymore. And they were actually paying to use the Pioneer name for a while, and they finally they wanted to stop paying for it, and they got away from it. So
okay.
that's,
I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
And I
because they
was
were
like-
literally paying to use Pioneer.
Yeah,
But that
'cause
was getting expensive.
When I play like house shows and I want to play like an open format or whatnot, the transferring from the Serato to the record box is complicated. I'm not doing this, bro. Give me my laptop.
Right.
Remember when I asked Lil Boss, when I show up with my laptop to house shows, everyone's looking at me like a clown?
Yeah.
Like, yo, who is this dude?
a culture
And
thing.
everyone's on their sticks. I'm like, oh, dude, here we go.
Just because of friendships, and I'm not going to name drop any big names, but just by them knowing me working for Crate Hackers, I'll get people calling me mid-panic right before sets, like, dude, my record box, help me. And it's always that export feature. It's always the compatibility.
Yeah.
It really seems to be. We
Do
need
you
to
think
perfect that.
streaming
There's
is
an
going to
app
be more
called-
advantageous for record box users? I feel like it's going to streamline their process.
Could be. For swapping over for Serato, I use this thing called DJ Conversion Utility, which is like a $20 app, and it basically it's just like a bridge point in between Serato and there. And you start it up, and it brings up all your Serato playlists, and you migrate it over to Rekordbox, and it brings all your cue points, everything over.
I need that every time. Like, bro, I don't
I'll
want to do this
send it
whole
to you.
record box.
Yeah.
And, bro, it
It's
seems
awesome.
so
That's how I get in
complicated.
mine. It brings
Yeah,
it
like-
brings 90% of your cue points over.
Everything you've memorized, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, your loops, like if you're going to do a
Loops,
wordplay.
it's got all that in there.
Yeah.
It has everything.
Bro.
It brings all your. You just basically select all your playlists, and it brings everything over. It looks exactly.
We're
the same.
in that phase of friction right now where we have to use third-party tools. And to answer your question, I do believe we're going to run into a lot less steps to get music out there.
Yeah.
Serato, Spotify. What I'm back to now is the anxiety of I have the perfect set. I had the perfect set on a USB, masterly curated and crafted, but now I know in the back of my head there will always be that one song I didn't play because I know I have it now. Where I used to know, I was only limited to what I had in my box, in my USB, but now, again, there's no excuses. We can't ever deflect a request,
Right.
period. Second of all, we can't... I know.
You're right,
now.
though. You're right,
no
though.
excuses
You're right.
now, and they can step out of they can DJ themselves. Have you seen the new Spotify DJ mix feature?
I don't want any
Come on.
civilians watching this then.
It's too late. The word's out.
So
It's
regular
out.
people that go to club.
It's true.
So in back as a professional DJ, I'm thinking I've got all my chart music, I got all my bootlegs, I got everything I need. But in my head now, I'm thinking there's still 800 songs out there that I could just throw in there, but second guess myself afterwards.
Yeah. Well, it's I actually there's one other thing I really wanted to unpack with you is like this DJ psychology, because this is like a totally different gear shift on the subjects, but
Yeah.
like the experiment I wanted to get to this, the social media experiment, because I want to talk about DJ psychology in the ecosystem of social media. And can you kind of give a quick synopsis of what it was first?
Yeah.
And then what you discovered from it, how it affected you.
Yo, this is a good segue actually, because we've gotten into some pretty heated debates about technology and music. And thank God we live in an industry that allows us to have something not so heated to get heated about. We could be talking about other things, but we were blessed to have art to debate, which is good. And it's like Chevy versus Ford, Pioneer versus that's cool. But this shit landed me in therapy more than once, and it's because I'm at the cutting edge of I'm at the edge of technology, artificial intelligence, and community. Let me explain that. By calling myself a Crate hacker, I give myself the aura and the mystique of an actual hacker. And it doesn't help that I have cybernetic tattoos and I live that life, people will call me, people will text me, people will DM me, people will get in my feed and they will, if Serato goes through an update, I'm suddenly their customer service. And when I don't know if you do this with your record pool, but you vet your members. I don't know if you do any kind of like surveying, like, what your audience is like. I surveyed mine. And we found out that with 30,000 DJs responding, what they were like, who they were, where they were from. Are they a part-time DJ? Are they a full-time DJ? And then we started asking like some deep. People were kind of open as we gave them free T-shirts or just kind of pried something out of them. We got some pretty revealing stories from these DJs across America. And you know how like you can like sift PDFs into AI and get like thought bubbles or repetitive words show up. Some of the most repetitive words that showed up in the surveys from DJs, like why are you subscribing to Craig Hackers? Why do you think your music organization is a nightmare? Why do you think you need us? Insecure, unconfident. What was the other word? What's that term where you feel like you're not really living your full life? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome came up a couple of times. Serato face was another one. I don't know if you noticed. You saw our ads. Yeah. One guy actually in the survey said, "I have Serato face."
Great ads, man. They were amazing. Whoever your directors, script writers.
Oh yeah.
We learned from our audience who they were, and one day I've been a hacker by nature forever. One time, another story later on, I hacked the entire state of Montana just so people could show up to my rave.
Whoa.
Well, the feds are listening.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did. Watch my TED Talk. But at the end of the day, music is just, to me, the most important thing. And I found that the more I was at the intersection of this, I figured I could just carry on this new persona. And I want to talk to you about how I've been living my alter ego for the past year now. In this world of deepfakes, in this world of automation and AI agents, again, I'm on the razor's edge of it. And I'm doing things right now that you can't even comprehend. In fact, for a fact, this morning, I set up an AI agent in my hotel room to scrape Perplexity to find the trending stories that have a DJ angle to it so it can make a new Sora video that would automatically upload to my Instagram. So if I die today, it'll continue to update. DeVille, if you go to
Sora,
Sora. Let me take this.
I saw Sora today.
Let me slow down. DeVille, if you open up Instagram, he just spilled his drink. We're getting serious.
That's all good. We're good.
He got. See,
this is real sharing, but the drama is heavy right now.
If you go to,
you just made a dead man switch content creator.
I will live on forever. What? I will live on forever. I will live on it. This is something everybody can do. If you go to Instagram threads right now and you follow my threads, that is not me. It hasn't been me. The moment I found out about this, dude, you've been interacting with me, but you haven't. Have we been talking on Instagram threads?
Yeah.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
See why I spilled my drink?
This is
That's crazy.
That's a drink spiller for sure.
So now,
seriously, no pun intended.
Back to the therapy. I had to shield myself, to be honest with you, because that persona that I'm carrying online landed me in a world that I didn't expect. See, again, I wanted to lean in. I wanted to find my tribe. You always have to find your community, right? My tribe were the people who were insecure, who had imposter syndrome, who didn't know music and were wanting validation to find the right song at the right time.
It's because you're close to that?
I'm very insecure. Okay. I'm deeply insecure about what song to push play. Yeah. And I wanted to find people who felt that way. So I put myself, if you go to my Instagram, again, I don't populate, fed entirely automated. I record here. It posts with a thought bubble in my head. It goes straight to Instagram Reels. And I publish an Instagram Reel every day. But my alter ego was the down and out DJ, the one who has failed in Vegas, the one who fell asleep in his car at a wedding because he was too tired and burnt out. I told that story because I wanted someone else to say, shit, so did I. I've been there before. Or I got too drunk one time at a party and got kicked out. You know, I was younger. I was stupid. I started telling these stories, being really raw about this, because every other DJ, God bless you all, I love seeing your Instagram flyers, and I like to know where your party's at, but I flipped the script. I took it and started getting real with it, and that backfired in a bad way. For one, it doubled my Instagram following.
So you doubled your
I doubled my Instagram
followership.
following by being a down on his luck DJ.
But you made it
Wow.
relatable.
Like, so wait, so we're highlighting. Because I want to accent this, because I'm in control of the Club Killers Instagram for a large portion. Me and Alex do a lot of the content, and I have the data to back up what you said on our end as well. That negative content,
Yes.
gets anywhere from 5 to 20 times the engagement,
What did
if
they
not
say?
Really?
more.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Like, for example, DJ booth rage bait videos of
Yes.
people destroying laptops.
Never seen a news station close. Just saying. Fox, CNN, both thriving. I'm not political. I'm just
That's
saying.
a cherry on top.
I'm just saying.
No, it's true.
What you shield yourself with, however, though, was you had a Club Killers brand, which was snarky and funny, and
Yeah.
you protected yourself. I did it on my own Instagram account. Big mistake.
But you took the personal approach. I used the sarcasm approach.
I took the I screwed up approach, and
So you
that-
created this like deep vulnerability.
Right.
So what were people saying to you?
I feel that's relatable,
You-
though.
Yeah,
you-
totally.
We're all
They-
going
they
through
said-
we all
something,
go through
man.
that.
They
Like
said
when you
just-
expose a
they
story.
said kill yourself.
Yeah.
They said take yourself down a notch. You're not that great. Terrible mix, bro. Those are the worst tattoos I've ever seen. I want you to go to the oven and burn them off with the nearest oven.
Jeez.
It just goes to show you, like, social media in general. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of fucking negativity on there.
Well,
Like,
Mike
there's a lot
Tyson
of
said it
fucking
best. It's
miserable
like-
people on there.
Mike Tyson said like people are way too comfortable saying things that would get you punched
Yeah,
in the
get you
face in
fucking
person.
punched. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not thick-skinned enough for that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm walking
tough.
in here with tattoos, and I walk in sleeveless to try and give you that.
But you're a 7-foot dude. Like, that's crazy.
Yo, if they saw me in real
You look like
life, they
7
wouldn't
foot.
do
Ladies and
this.
gentlemen, you are a 7. He's 7
talk
foot.
a lot
I
of
would
shit
hug them,
online.
man. I would hug them. I'm
Yeah.
not that guy, man.
Yeah.
I failed, and I know that tribe exists out there, and I was trying to be that beacon, and I did find a few of them. I came to this podcast to try and find more. I surrounded myself around hackers to help us ease that friction, to help us, stay ahead of those younger kids who are coming after us, to find the hits and validate. When I push play, I'm not going to get kicked out of that
Yeah.
Vegas
But
opportunity.
I have a question for you. Based on all the data that you've collected, do you think that compared to the overall ratio of trolls on the overall internet versus the DJ community trolls, do you think there's a higher potency of DJ trolling?
Without question.
Why is it? Why is that? What is wrong with DJ? I posted this the other day. I think the DJ community needs some group therapy.
You think it's because they're so competitive? Because it's like everybody wants to.
I think something happened during COVID. I couldn't even, but to be fair, I've been on the internet with Facebook.
No, but it's always been around. Even
Facebook arguments have always been a thing with
Yeah.
DJs. I actually had to
It's
stop
fucking
going
worse.
on Facebook.
Yeah, me neither.
The amount of diatribes and the amount of like just bitching about random things in order to get some attention, because DJs have been trained to say something negative on Facebook and then it was on Instagram to get the most
you use
engagement.
TikTok.
Yeah,
I got clowned on like 20 comments. I was like, I don't even want this shit.
it's crazy.
But
I got
why? But
clowned.
why? Let's unpack this
Because
more. Can
all
we-
I said was, I'm tired of Land stuff. These 3 songs you guys gotta let go of, and they're 3 Suavemente. I said like some basic songs that the crowd has to stop listening, and they were like, you should stop DJing then, or you should get rid of you. I don't give a fuck. I'm thinking I was in the military. I was like, man, but my feed was crazy. But it went
But
crazy.
it went off, right?
It
goes
went
off.
off. I
Say
got
something
200,000 views.
negative.
I'm deleting it though, because
I need that mindset.
Yeah.
I
You know,
need that
it's-
It'll kill me,
military
bro.
mindset.
Well,
How-
maybe the military fucked me up. Bro, you're trained to kill. There's no room for like, since they break you down and they build you back up. So, but that's another talk. But I'm just saying, like, you're right. My negative do my post, I was talking shit about these regular simpletons.
Yeah.
I was, you guys got to get rid of Suavemente, Gasolina, please. It's been 30 years since the record, and I forgot what other record, and they just dragged me. I was like, oh shit, yo! I told my wife, I'm getting cooked on here. Look at this.
Yeah.
I had to delete it though.
Yeah.
I'm ugly. Oh, like
Well,
bro,
see,
this is
why?
there's nothing to do with
Why?
music.
just people.
People are just
everybody-
fucking miserable, dude. People
so-
are fucking miserable.
But I get
think the deeper
But
you,
it
I
did hurt a
know.
little bit, even though I'm tough. I'm still like, damn.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
what?
that still stings.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So I noticed there's a rage ratio that goes up exponentially as you get older as a DJ. And I think part of the problem is, this is my theory, one of the theories, is we are group psychologists in rooms, right? We absorb as much energy as we give out.
True.
So when there's people that are having bad days, that's a quick back end area to inject negative straight into our feedback loop. So we're absorbing negative energy with just like an injection, like a poke. When we're giving off this macro positive energy, we're leaving ourselves exposed to be hit with negative energy just straight to the core. Because you know how many times you come, you had a good set, but all you do is you think about that one drunk bitch in the corner that said,
99 good comments, one bad comment.
all you do is you remember that lady with the thumbs down.
Or-
The older you
this
get,
one-
Those are the worst.
The older you get, the more cynical you
the
get.
whole place can be
Every
going
gig
off
you
of that
get
one
more.
person. That shit used to really fuck me up.
And
It would ruin my
exactly.
night.
Didn't
It
you
would
go
ruin
off on
my
one
night.
chick once?
Why are we so sensitive?
Remember you
I
left
know.
the booth?
I was
Yeah.
I was a very sensitive person. I'm a sensitive person, but it's like
I am too.
you have to learn to be thick-skinned DJing, and I wasn't that guy in the beginning.
But we're not learning.
There would be that person that would give you the thumbs down or give you that shit like the fucking no, and
Yeah.
the whole place is going off and as it one. But
You
it's
just
something
look.
about that you will become laser focused on that, and then you can end up trying to please them,
And
fuck the whole room up
Yeah.
trying to do that. You
But
really
also-
have to be able to laugh. I laugh at it now.
No,
I
it's true.
fucking laugh. I'm
But
like,
there's
Also
somehow
learn who they are. What if they come from a bad home? They don't
Right.
really go out. You don't know who they are. Or they're not to talk
The
smack. They're a
older-
complete loser.
Right. The
Like,
older you get, I think you have a little bit of just emotional accountability. You kind of realize everybody's going through shit. And I think you have to give everybody a little bit of grace because we all have bullshit that we go through from time to time. And that's the way I kind of look
Yeah.
at it. I'm like,
But I
whatever.
also
She's
like
having a fucking bad day. or
But
she's-
every gig that you have that happen, you need an outlet because it's like a steam building. And the only way, like I feel like, as you have these bad experiences, a lot of DJs rely on social media as their therapist. So what they do is the negativity validates their anguish on the inside. Because then, other people relate to my
Right.
anguish.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, but
it's like
I'm
embrace
still a
the
little stuck
hate.
on his, because he made his stuff relatable.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
understand
also
how people
made-
can still hate on that. If I'm like, damn, this guy's
Just
going through it,
people-
or this guy had a bad gig, or this was funny, like, it's more relatable instead of hating on it. I'd follow him right away.
I think what you did is like incredibly strong and brave, but the problem is weak people see that and they see that as weak when it's
I see
really
that's-
not. It's incredibly brave to put yourself out there emotionally, especially online when you maybe didn't have that idea that it could go that negative route, but essentially it can do that. But like I said, again, I applaud you for it. I think it's really good, but
Yeah.
I think most people who are fucking miserable and people that are weak, they see something like that as weakness and want to attack. It's always the people that are fucking pussies that want to attack somebody that's weaker than them.
about this,
Nobody
though.
else would do that. Guarantee if they saw you, who you are, how tall you are, they would never do that shit.
4D chess move right there. 4D chess.
Big news. The Late Night Legends podcast is getting its own channel. We're moving. On behalf of the entire Club Killers crew, we want to thank you for your support in tuning into our brand new podcast, Late Night Legends. And it's been going so well, we want to dedicate its own channel on YouTube. All right, guys, it's super easy to find. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/@ClubKillersPodcast. And the best part about the podcast having its own channel, you'll find the clips, the shorts, and the full-length episodes all in one place. We appreciate everyone watching the episodes, but right now, only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed. So right now is the perfect opportunity to join the new channel, show your support, and get involved with the conversation with Late Night Legends.
Now watch what is happening in today's society exactly with what I'm now. I understand that 5 years from now, tomorrow, I could become the sacrificial lamb of this experiment. But again, we touched on a point of that wasn't even me. These posts aren't even me. I get to wake up every morning and see what Aaron 2.0 wrote. How many
That's
other
crazy to me.
people are doing that to stoke these fires to get us upset? I'm on a very small micro niche. Imagine other robots who are much smarter than me that are doing this right now.
You just blew my mind there too.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yo, watch this.
That's me think you got a handle on social media and Instagram. You're like, okay. Wait,
I caught on to this very early on. How many Star Wars fans we got here?
Huge.
Okay. I was at the midnight premiere of the Last Jedi. It was the second one. No, was it? Was it?
Okay, well, we'll get to that later.
Was it? Now, hold on here. Here's what I'm going to blow your mind with this.
Please.
The Last Jedi came out, and I remember watching. Yeah, my gut was like, "This is the best prequel movie. Not as good as Empire Strikes Back. Nothing will ever be, but it was the best movie I'd ever."
I'm sorry. I'm
This
sorry.
is episode 9
I
you're
thought
talking
the new
about?
trilogy. My bad.
This is the Disney one, right?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Disney one, right?
And-
yeah, okay, I was like, okay.
Come to find out,
9, number 9.
I wake up the next morning
no.
and Rotten Tomatoes is getting this influx of, oh, I hated this movie. This movie's horrible. This movie's the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. 1,000, way more. And I'm thinking, okay, we got some pretty enraged Star Wars fans here, right?
We're toxic.
And I go back and I watch the movie again. I'm like, with a different lens, I'm like, oh, this movie actually does suck now. Yeah, you're right. It's starting to suck a little bit more. Disney came out 3 years later. They tucked this they tucked this under the radar. Bots were feeding that. It was the first like wave of bot farming to Rotten Tomatoes to actually influence people's opinion.
I agree with that. I saw that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
did.
if it could change my feeble impression of what I felt at a midnight showing, and I wake up the next morning and I see where else are they doing this?
Well, this is literally digital mob mentality influencing.
It is.
It's the
Totally.
mob
Totally.
has more power than anything.
That's right.
And when there's
I'm not
a
trying to get all
Twitter-
Joe Rogan on tonight's episode.
No,
but
no,
It's fucking interesting.
No, but this is
Light it
when
up.
you start thinking about like you just like want to enjoy something and you did, and then the mob tells you it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does suck. I'm just going to join the mob.
That's why I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes before watching a movie, but that's my personal agreement. But I do agree 100% with your take.
Yeah.
So every time I watch a movie, I never watch Rotten Tomatoes.
Don't
I just
pay
go in
attention.
there.
Go with your gut.
But I just never
Yeah,
liked Star Wars. But
exactly.
that's my personal opinion. But that is true. That is true. That's how
Don't
how-
believe the mob mentality.
Well, you lie enough. How does the saying go? You get told the lie enough, you start
You
believing
start
it.
believing it as the truth.
Yeah.
And that's a deep quote because to highlight what you're saying is about people that automate their social media as a convenience. But think about because like Meta is basically $1 trillion industry, it is in their best interest to keep traffic flowing. So why wouldn't they invent? Zuckerberg said it. We are inventing avatars to live in the ecosystem that they don't represent people. They are purely algorithmic like avatars. And they are just existing and stoking little
this
fires.
excites the part. Now, this is the part that excites
They
me.
interact and they interact with me. They interact with you, and they know that okay, this person. Let's just say Democrats and Republicans. They program a Republican to go into a Democrat chat room and say a bunch of
Just drag
and
everybody
start a
in.
fire.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom, we got activity, baby. Run it up.
And that's
then
traffic
that's
to
how you
them.
keep your traffic. And
Yeah.
then they show that algorithmic information to advertisers. Say, look how much activity we have on our platform. Give us X amount of
Let's
money.
make this more positive because we're getting epic.
Yeah, because then you think about it like how negative all that shit, negativity.
But let's look at the
obviously
positive
lasts
spin
more
to this,
than
though.
positivity.
I have gotten older. My back is starting to break. My face ain't as good as looking as it used to be back in 2015. But it was. There's a time where this body is going to start to go, kaput, right? I'm having so much fun in these virtual worlds.
Oh yeah.
Are you in them?
Well, I see it. I could see.
Go now to the nearest Best Buy. Get a $300 headset.
Yeah,
Meet
yeah.
me in the club tonight.
You can even I think GTA 6 is going to be incorporated. in
The
this.
world's going to shut down at that point.
Yeah,
The world will
I'm looking
be
forward to
GTA.
GTA 6.
So you're seeing like this
'cause
metaverse
I was seeing it on a
combination.
TV screen. I already get it because like GTA 5 online, you could have a nightclub that you built and have other GTA people come in and hang
That's
out.
what I'm talking
There's
about.
like economies
I
on
laughed at
GTA.
it, but now that you're painting the picture, I laughed at it. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
But-
it's happening.
But you can see it.
Yeah.
Let me prove to you why. Best Buy has a flagship store in Franklin, Tennessee, right outside Nashville, and it's the footprint that they test before they send out to the other place. So they test there, and then they clone them out to the other buildings. And the manager's walking me through. He said, do you notice anything new about the storefront? I'm like, well, you got your T-Mobile in the front. You got your hi-fi on the right-hand side, customer service. But what do you notice in the center, he said. I'm like, well, physical media is gone. He's like, yeah, but what is it replaced with? What used to be records and CDs. What turned me into a gamer at the age of 51.
You're 51?
I'm 51.
Damn, dude. Give me some of the
hella
water you're
young,
drinking. Dude. Oh, shit.
First thing I said to AI when it came out, fix biohack me. But it was video games. It's all content and video, people with selfie rings and cameras and video games. He's like, everybody is meeting in virtual worlds right now. Dude, he said our Best Buy is having our employee meetings on Roblox.
What?
That's wild.
What?
They have concerts. Well, look at the concerts. All these
Concerts.
kids.
Sabrina Carpenter is on Fortnite.
Fortnite's just had the Daft
Daft
Punk.
Punk.
Marshmallow and all that
that all
stuff.
started
Pluma,
in
Bad
Travis
Bunny, J Balvin.
Yeah, Shaq,
And they-
DJ Diesel did a DJ set on
and
there.
they do
yeah.
releases with like gear and merch.
I've built a Fortnite club crate hackers. I built a Fortnite crate hackers map. I've built a Meta Horizons crate hackers club, a VR chat, 6 clubs in VR chat, all branded by crate hackers.
That's amazing.
I'm seeing it, and I'll be there in 10, 15 years with you all, because just like these glasses, it takes a while for people to evolve. But I'm here to tell you now, with the Meta Connect 2025 that just came out last week, the new glasses are coming out with the displays. The metaverse glasses, the goggles are getting smaller. It'll be indistinguishable with these. We'll be able to see Serato waveforms on our screen and their text messages and all that, but then we'll also be able to see digital versions of each other, indistinguishable from these rooms. This room will be in Nashville when I go back home. Mm-hmm. I've already mapped it.
That's wild. What? Dude.
Damn.
We can hang out there next. That's right.
So you're obviously on the innovator and the technological, I guess, like you really understand this tech, right? And I'm an old man. I've always had this old man mentality. Like I don't try to jump into new things. I just wait till it's standardized. At one point, because you are leading this embracement and also using it in more of a programming type of way, when do you think this is going to go standard? Like this, because like you're saying, this stuff is happening so fast, but not that many people know yet.
Standard, quicker than we think, quicker than anything else. This will be at a ramp up like a hockey stick. Note that graph.
Like exponential.
Right.
Within 5 years or
if
less than that?
if my 80-year-old dad who didn't know how to program a VCR back in the 90s knows how to have a conversation with ChatGPT now, we're in trouble.
See, my mom's embracing AI.
That's right.
She loves art, and she's buying AI artists pieces in fully printed pieces. I'm like, wow, so she's even into it more than me. Like I'm barely.
Dude, my mom ordered. I was just in Mexico. Just ordered all my Ubers because I didn't have a good signal, and ordered my coffees in the morning.
What?
I was like, yeah, like the guy dropped it off.
Yeah.
She was, I love coffee. She's like, hey, your coffee's ready. Mom, did you go to the store? She goes, no, I ordered all the apps. She's
see, I don't even use.
My mom, she was born in '54, so think about it.
But have you
Same with
noticed
my
how
mom.
we've learned all these stories about how AI is going to take our job? In my heart of hearts, I feel like we're good. Like we had this conversation earlier today with a person who was having bad Google search traffic, and he had to adapt. And I'm coming from a world where radio, what's even that anymore? That's not even relevant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Today we're living in this adoption era of something so brand new. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, we've survived the SEO and the .com bubbles. How can we take this into the DJ booth? I mean, in my head is always like, what can we do to make this a transformative, immersive experience?
Yeah. And I think from a consumer standpoint, the options are endless. But from the delivery standpoint as a DJ, it's not moving as quickly. We still have to have these reliable, steadfast tools. And so it's like we had the turntable, and then we had the CDJ, and we're going into streaming remote. And you can use it with an iPad. You don't need a CDJ. You can do all these different things. But we're talking very slow generational shifts on how you control the decks, right? But from a consumer standpoint, all this innovation is happening so quickly, and I think it will continue to, and it will actually cause our technology that we use to have that urgency and the frequencies at which we shift are going to happen faster because it's been very slow moves ups and downs. But now I feel like that frequency is definitely going to change. And like talking about avatars and like I made a note, like you're talking about, are you uploading your consciousness?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It sounds a little sensational, but are you actually, I feel like you actually know how to do this.
And I am. Without a doubt. There are tools that I can use to where it remembers everywhere I've been, everything I've said.
Everything that represents you. I mean, there's two different ways to upload consciousness. Physical happenstance, you're analyzing with your first person perspective, but then are you going to embrace jacking in with a chip and actually uploading your physical cellular level data?
Okay, I love this question. This is a deep question for me. I draw the line at a certain point. For starters, I'm going to experiment and I'm going to break things, and I'm going to be like that sacrificial lamb. I'll be the first one to probably get canceled because of my AI said something that was out of touch, but I tested it. I'll break things. I feel like once you start going in the direction of implanting and making it part of a currency and anything that just can, you can't live without it. That's where I draw the line.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
strong line.
Can't live without it.
Yeah. If
it's supposed to be a utility, not a necessity.
Right. If I can't walk into a grocery store and pay for my meals without having a chip in me, I'm moving to the fucking mountains.
No, I'm talking, but I see what you're saying about like that. I mean, that's the mark,
right?
But what I'm saying is, so talking about linear experience in your physical world, that's your timeline that can build an AI based on it already happened timeline, right? Versus there's more of an essence inside your brain that because Elon Musk created these chips that can actually go into your physical brain and. We've proven that the brain. This is definitely getting Joe Rogan.
I love this,
but it's we need some weed. But it's when you actually your brain has the ability to manifest things that haven't happened yet because it creates the timeline versus things that have happened to make an AI versus things that could happen with an AI.
Whatever you do, do not Google the prompt theory. If you want to stay, if you want to go to bed tonight, do not Google. The theory is that we are all based on other people's prompts.
It is. You prompt this. You're prompting. Hey, if you wave at me.
Said he manifested it.
So let's bring this back to the DJ factor. All the prions? Is it or whatever the word? The cells, connectors between our brains, all these different things.
I burnt them all back in the 2010s. So, they're gone.
Yeah. But so that's what makes our brains function to make song choices.
Okay.
And it makes us who we are as DJs, and like all the way down to the soul of who we are. Yeah. So could we, in the next few years, essentially have a DJ avatar that would make as good of a choice with our music as we did? Can we prompt that?
Yeah.
Hey, basically, here's all the data of all the things I've ever done as a DJ. Could I just start making an avatar version that's on Twitch all day?
What was your reaction to that? You had a visceral reaction.
I mean, yes, but I feel like, I don't know, just with like, especially like in a nightclub, how the room can change and something like that. How could you?
No, but I'm saying more of from a historical Twitch. Like you could hey, this is my DJ, who I've been as a DJ for 26 years.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Here, watch me DJ here, and here's my theme of the night: 80s. Eric Forbes 80s night. You're not even there. It's just uploaded from your data and turned into a prompt mannequin of yourself.
Simplify this. It's like it was viral a couple weeks ago. It was the 24/7 long-running Family Guy on AI. You would tune into AI. It would prompt an ongoing Family Guy episode. They shut it down because of copyright, but for a while there, this guy was streaming what looked to be a Family Guy episode, felt like it, and people would in the chat say, "Hey, make Peter do this," and it would change. I mean, you're not far off. You feed enough information about you.
And now we have all this historical data.
So sorry, it was just a 24-hour long wrong.
And it was a prompt.
Everybody just write in what to do and it just keeps going.
It was
and it seemed seamless.
I believe it was. I didn't fully catch on how it worked, but I see what he's saying. Like you give this computer enough knowledge about DeVille, his style, how he segues, how he hypes up the crowd,
his style, where he comes from.
Right, he can live on forever.
And he can animate it with like a Sora level of animation. It's going to get to the point where I could scan myself in.
Right.
It looks like me. I'm on the decks. It's animated in real time. And it's just, hey, I theme it out. Like, I want to do a 1 hour 80s mix based on my historical behavior of mixing on 80s.
Or plug in all your old playlists and stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it knows how I've woven Eurythmics into Rick Astley.
Right. Oh, I totally could see that happening.
And it would just do it the same exact way. And I could have an immortal DJ version of myself on Twitch all day.
But you know what? How it would make you? It would make you rich.
I'm going to make somebody rich.
You're going to make money today because it's not the views that you'll get or the disbursement of social media views. You're going to be rich because people will want to spend time with the real person at that point. Like I think somebody said it earlier that it's going to cost more to go on a walk in the park with me in a few years because they've seen everything so inauthentic about me online. Maybe something gravitated toward them. They want the real version.
Right. So mystique about the real version.
Yeah. I think there's value
so
there.
So all of a sudden there's terrestrial real world value again. So it's turning the human experience into an economy.
Well, it goes back to
powerful.
Old school technology is beautiful to us as DJs. We have this. We'd love to dust off the vinyl. We love to keep our techniques in proper form because we love that feeling, and that's something that's going to have its own separate niche. There's going to be the AI boys like me, and there's going to be the avatars and the fake and the fake and the fake. But then there's going to be the antique collectors that are going to have their own niche, that are going to be widely respected, probably even more so than mine. The authentic DeVille who's still playing his 2010s vinyl in front of a real audience is going to have a hell of a lot more of an impact than...
But it's going to take time for that to happen because it's a seesaw. Everyone has to migrate over here to all of a sudden realize, oh, wow, I missed that. So it takes time. So we're still going into the rush of this novelty that is AI. And then eventually we'll create an underground economy of the physical again.
I hope so.
So, guys, wow. That was the deepest episode of Late Night Legends ever.
That's deep.
Outstanding. So I want to thank you for this extremely thoughtful conversation. And we got to have you on again. I really appreciate it.
Really
Let me just say,
man.
you've made me you've filled my heart with wonderful music over the years. Your entire entity, Club Killers, goes beyond Vegas. It goes beyond this podcast. It really impacts people. It makes them feel like damn rock stars.
Well, and what you're doing with Crate Hackers is obviously giving that confidence of someone that doesn't have like maybe a network of people to talk to, or they just want to get something else from a different perspective. I have it.
So personally, I didn't even get to mention that.
Yeah, and it's what you're doing is such a service because you need that third. You know how you get in your own head when you're tapping away and you're like, oh, I like this song. Everyone else should, but sometimes you just need some validation. You need some charts.
Real charts.
Yeah.
Real charts.
And real data.
really
data.
helps.
And it's like, and also too, some inspirations. Maybe something flew over your head.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it somewhere.
Or geographical. That's something a lot.
Geographical.
Some stuff works in the East Coast, it doesn't work on the West.
Okay, so that's a great thing. I'm going to leave a gift with all of you tonight.
Okay.
For your entire audience, I'll give you a Dropbox full of the Gold 100. And this is the first phase of our validated charts. In other words, top 100 in EDM gold. Top 100. I'll give we're going to do that at the beginning of the year. I'm going to give your audience that.
Okay.
But I think our next phase is having satellite playlists. In other words, I'd love to see, for a limited time drop, your top 20 in Vegas only. What only works in Vegas? I want to go. Where are you from originally?
San Francisco Bay Area.
I'd love to know what's going on. I mean, can we get like a limited time drop, like these limited time glasses? Just a small drop, just for that city. Mm-hmm. The more we micro down.
No, I love that.
That could be really good. Yeah.
And so like we'll get everybody in tune with that, whether it's in the comments or obviously let's go to it's cratehackers.com first of all. Like give everybody just the URLs of the main places they can
do me this. Go. I'll keep it up for the next 3 weeks. Go to crateoftheweek.com. Crateoftheweek.com. If you go there, I'll give you a Dropbox with the PDFs of all the charts we've been.
And we'll put that in the comments also. When this goes live, we'll set the timer.
I love it.
So we'll get that all coordinated. And so, crateoftheweek.com, cratehackers.com. Mm-hmm. And then Instagram is @cratehackers.
Yep, you can follow us there.
Okay, that's great. So Aaron, thank you so much. We
Guys,
really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Awesome.
Great.
So, shout out to producer Kellen. He's been holding it down for us. We've got Eric Forbes,
Yes, sir.
Exile,
Yes, sir.
and myself, DJ DeVille. We'll see you on the next one.
Late night legends, directs from Vegas, it's the late night legends, late night legends, club killers, let's go. Late night legends, directs from Vegas, the world famous club killers crew.